Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us.
Hi everyone. Today we have with us Mr. Sidharth Shukla. He has over 9 years of working experience in automation testing and software engineering. He's currently working with Amazon as SDET2. He has an extensive experience in automation testing with a good understanding of tools like QTP, UFT, Selenium, WebDriver with Java, TestNG, and many more. He has worked at senior capacities with companies like Capgemini, Exorient, and GS Labs. He is also the founder and author at Automation Reinvented, writing about testing frameworks and automation. On behalf of Vskills, I welcome you to the interview series, sir, and hope we'll have a good time together.
Yeah, thank you, Anandita.
So, can you share more about your journey and how did you develop interest in this field?
Yeah, so I have started working with a different field actually. I was, in fact, working with mainframe. Then at the time, it was not of that I was not feeling that comfortable with that field, and it was not that kind of exciting for me. So at the time, I started exploring automation, and as far as I remember, Selenium was not there in the market much. So I have started with QTP at that time, and when I worked with VB scripting, I found that yes, we can do something better with the scripting or programming. So I thought, let's move on to some new programming language. Then I started learning Java. Once I have completed learning Java, then I have planned to move to Selenium. So it's not like I have started working in Selenium, then learn Java. Rather, I have learned Java, then I moved to Selenium from QTP. And during that phase, I figured out that there are a lot of things can be done in testing. Like you can work in multiple frameworks. There is no constraint of programming language. Means it's not like if you know Java, then you cannot go and start working in a Python framework for automation. So it's kind easy to move from one language to other. And at the end of the day, means I can say by the end of 9 to 10 years, now I have worked in Python, Java, and JavaScript. So it's kind of uh, in this field you will get that exposure, but in development I guess you will not get that exposure always. But yes, they are also aware of multiple language. But what I found interesting at the start of the career is any language I can pick, there is some automation framework in that language and I can easily pick that up. Yeah, actually, first of all, I just want to say this to everyone that once cracking Amazon or any company is not an achievement, is not a big deal, actually, frankly speaking. If you keep on doing what you are doing, but you should always try to excel in that, then it doesn't matter in which company you're working. But yes, once I joined Amazon, I came to know that there are a lot of things more to explore. But I cannot say that I was not getting the exposure before, because I worked with some very nice startup companies also, and there I got a lot of exposure. And it and how I prepared for it, frankly, there was nothing in my mind that I will join Amazon or I was targeting Amazon. But yes, definitely, we all know, right, that this is a big, huge thing. But I have never prepared for it, frankly speaking. I have started writing blogs, and then I have started teaching people. So I started taking weekend sessions. During that sessions, my fundamentals, it was little bit hasty by now, but when I started taking sessions, it was more clear for me. It was kind of every in and out I came to know, because people started asking doubts. I explored more. So I can say that phase actually make me a better programming guy, or a better tester also, I can say.
So, sir, as we see, you have done a lot of certifications from Microsoft,
Mhm.
ISTQB, Lean Six Sigma.
Mhm.
So, how important are these skills for a professional to build a professional skill in this domain?
Yes, actually, most of my certifications I have done when I was with Capgemini, and at the time, the manager I was working with, she was also quite supportive. She always asked us to do certification, so I started doing that. But in the long run, Azure and all, actually, Microsoft Azure I have done because I guess during COVID, they were providing free learning sessions also. So I took that session and did that. In fact, Tosca and everything also I did during that phase. But as far as I think, if as a tester, if you think we need any certification, then I would suggest yes, ISTQB is good to have, not must have, good to have. I would suggest go for Oracle Java certification. That will make you a better means Java programmer. Because end of the day, what I felt till date, that yes, testing is an important attribute. We should learn how to do it. But end of the day, if you are, the main deciding factor is how good you are in coding. Because if you learn everything properly and your concepts are clear, then I guess it's difficult. Means it's not difficult for you to switch or change. Also means not companies. Your means maybe today I'm working in testing field. Maybe tomorrow I would love to explore DevOps. Then it would be easy for me because I know that my concepts are clear. I know how things works. So if I change also domain or technology, then it would not be a difficult task or a huge task for me. So I would suggest go for ISTQB. Then I would suggest try for Java certification definitely, because anyway, if you will not able to crack the certification, you will learn a lot of things, and that will help you out. Yes, so my main source is LinkedIn, frankly speaking, because I spent more time in LinkedIn than Facebook or Insta, and that's why I have means good amount of followers over there, because I always post in. In fact, today I have post one. So every day I used to read, means what I do once during the night time mostly. I used to read 2 to 3 blogs mostly every day, and apart from that, I have a couple of groups in Facebook, LinkedIn, and in those groups, people used to post their own writings, right? So that is also a good source for me. I always used to go through those blogs on Saturday and Sunday. All my groups, I used to go through all the good quotes.
So I see writing and reading has played quite a role in your journey, right?
Yes, yes. I love to write actually. In fact, I love to write, and that helps me to explore things, because when you write something, you need to read on that a lot. And when you read a lot, definitely you have the content and you have the
I definitely
means,
agree.
yeah. Yeah, I would say first thing, as I already informed, that you should be very good in one programming language. You pick Java, JavaScript, Python, it doesn't matter, but you should be clear with the concepts. You don't have to be like always go with data structured algorithm, very big words, because in frankly speaking, in automation, you will not always need to work in those kind of things. So stick to the basics, clear your concepts, and I always prefer like whenever and we have to give more stress on this one first, and you should be clear on the concepts. Doesn't mean by watching YouTube. Rather than if you explain those things to somebody else, and if he is able to understand, and always try to pick fresher, then you are pretty much sure that okay, I have understood it clearly, because I am able to explain it to somebody who is not aware of this. So that is the first thing, guys. Always try to stick to one programming language and learn it from concepts. I would prefer Java. Why? Because if you learn Java, Python and JavaScript would be pretty easier for you guys. Second thing, you should prefer on CI/CD. Because CI/CD, any CI/CD tool, you pick Circle CI, you pick Jenkins or Amazon CDK, any pipeline or CI/CD, but learn one. Why? Because unless your automation suite is part of your CI/CD pipeline, it is of no use, because nobody is going to make the real use of your automation suite, and nobody will understand what impact it is making unless it is part of your development pipeline. So learn CI/CD. Second. Third is you should be very good in any containerization. Pick Docker or in any containerization. It's not like only Docker. Any containerization you should know. Why? Because going forward, there will be no test execution without using parallel containers. Because when a lot of testing will happen, there will be a lot of test cases, right? And when there will be a lot of test cases, if you execute it in sequence, it will be time consuming. Slowly people will realize that, and they will try to run it parallel, and when somebody try to run it parallel, they will use somewhere the containers. Why I'm saying to learn Docker containers, at least know the concepts, how it works, so that in future, if not Docker also, you will come up with an idea how to run your suite parallel. And that is a very important aspect that will save your time, that will help you to take the decision or that how stable your automation suite is by running it quickly. And fourth thing, I must say that try to explore the integration testing part as a tester. We should not always focus on functional testing or system testing. Try to focus on integration. Why I'm saying integration? At least if you're not contributing, uh, download it into your machine, run it in your local setup. This is very important, guys. I always prefer to do it. Why I'm saying this? Because if you understand the integration testing, that means you are understanding the real flow of the code. And if you don't understand the real flow of the code, in the long run, it will be a difficult situation for you to automate things, because maybe you are focusing on automating something which is very difficult, time consuming, but it is not important. So why to waste that time over there, right? That's why always be part of integration testing. And the last thing I would say, try to explore any cloud technology. It's not mandatory, but try to explore. Why? Again, if you are using containers, maybe your container will be in some cloud instance. So better to learn the cloud. And I heard many of the time that in future maybe we will not see those tools. That's why I have not mentioned any tools in my five things, because tools will come and go, right? We cannot depend on one tool. We cannot say I have 10 years experience in qtp selenium. How does it matter if I'm going to use cypress, right? So never stick to any tool. Yeah, you should learn tool, but I don't think so learning tool will take more than 5 days, because it's very easy. I love to learn new things, and I would say that means we all know, right? Wisdom will never come by means just by spending time in doing something. You have to learn new thing continuously. The more you learn, and the more you explore things, it will help you to gain the wisdom. And in the long run, also, sometimes we feel, right, like I have done this in last means before 2 years I have learned Python, but from last 2 years I'm not using it. So don't keep that attitude. I have kept it in the start of my career that this is of no use. Why I will learn? If there is nothing to learn, pick any book, any GitHub link. There are many good GitHub resources. Okay, you can find in my LinkedIn or in my blog. Just go and randomly start reading. So why I'm saying this? Because you don't know which one will help you in the future. So
Right.
I always live in a situation that we should always learn every day something new, so that if something happens, anything goes wrong, you don't have to means create that habit of learning, because that habit is already there. If you lose your job or something happen, you should not be panicked, right? Because you have the habit of learning. You know that okay, this is the path. Just a little bit of more effort, you will get a job immediately. So
Right.
yes, that
Right.
is the best thing I always follow.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yes, Ananta. Thank you.
Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us.